Today I'm going to be painting this fairly simple landscape painting and explaining my process as I go along. So I'm putting in the background mountain hills here, and you'll notice I'm not using a brush. I'm using the freehand select tool with color fill on, and I use this for blocking in lots of things with the big shapes because it's a lot quicker and you can get nice sharp edges. So I do this for all the major parts. I'm not trying to nail the exact composition from the reference photo you see above. I generated this photo myself using AI to give me something to paint. So what I'm doing here is trying to just get all the rough shapes in and the rough composition. You'll notice it's not exact, and I don't really try to be. I'm just trying to match roughly how light and dark things are. As I said, this is a fairly simple composition, so the tree in the front is pretty much black. It's not quite black. I think I've gone a very dark green, but it's effectively black. So it's a nice silhouette, and it makes this painting quite fast. So I am using a little brush here on the tree parts because the little bits are hard to do with the select tool. So one thing to keep in mind when you do trees is make sure you have some negative space. So you'll see me using the eraser there to take bits out of it. And so I'm using just a hard brush. Any hard brush will do. It doesn't really matter which one you use. Just grab whatever does the job. Okay, so I'm putting in little details here now. So I'm using the same brush over and over. It doesn't really, like I said, matter which one. And as you can see, I'm putting the back trees in. Now, what's important about those back trees are how dark they are compared to the mountain behind it. Now, everything that stands up vertically in landscape paintings is always darker than things that face the sun. Because obviously the sun is hitting things that are facing it, and they don't hit the trees and anything that is, pretty much vertical. So like the mountains are quite dark, the trees will be dark, etc. And the grass will always be pretty light unless something casts a shadow on it. So as you can see right down the bottom, we have a big shadow. Now, you get a nice composition when you have a big contrast between the light and shadow. So if you're looking for reference photos, look for a big contrast between basically black and white. I know it's green and dark green, but that's basically black and white as we see things, and generally in black and white, and then we add color later. So I'm just putting in the little details here. You'll notice that my grass section is probably be a bit too long. Like I said, it doesn't really matter if you nail it. And I'm pretty sure at the end of this, I will move things around a little bit. But perfection is not that interesting for me. I'm just trying to get something, close. This is more of an exercise of practice of matching colors and shapes and value without, color picking. It's a tendency to do color picking a lot in digital paintings because obviously I can just stick it on my iPad and then, hold the, pick the colors and basically cheat. So these colors are not exactly the same as the reference photo. As you can see, the reference photo is more green, but it doesn't really matter. If I didn't have the reference photo on the screen at the same time, you wouldn't be able to make any, you wouldn't tell the difference. So it doesn't really matter. So I'm just adding a few bit of details here and there, but this composition is very simple, so I'm not going to do too much more than this. But it was a nice fun exercise. It only took me about 20 minutes. So if you liked it, give me a like and sub, and I'll see you later.